What's up, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of The Weekly right here on Twitch Gaming. Now, I am one of your co-hosts today, Storymodebae, and I am joined by my partner in crime, Techniq. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, wonderful, and everything good. I was like a little bit worried if I was fully awake or not, but I am now because I'm here with you all. And Storymodebae,
Mm,
of course.
thank
We got
you.
a great show lined up, and I'm excited to get it started.
Yes, I know you've been up late playing a whole lot of, Outriders. So hopefully, our show today wakes you up a little bit. I'm super excited
15
to get
hours
into
yesterday.
it. I wasn't gonna judge you. I was just gonna let you rock. It's fine. But
Oh,
let me tell everyone at home what we have planned for today. Oh my gosh. Now we are going to be covering the latest news, like you guessed it. We're going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077, of course. The Glitch Fest continues. And we'll also discuss all the latest drama in the CD Projekt Red saga, as well as Pokemon news, Anthem updates, and so much more. We'll also be speaking with the creative minds behind the new game, Loop Hero. And a little bit later on, we're also going to be talking to Bettynixx during our streamer spotlight and games that we're playing. Plus, did I mention we're going to be interviewing voice actor Dave Fennoy? I am so excited, and playing another edition of Make Your Case. This is a show. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And keep in mind, everybody, that, Twitch chat, you're part of the show as well. So make sure you keep your comments and everything coming through. Look at the polls that are coming up because we actually care what you say and what you think.
We do.
Most of the time. I'm just kidding. All the time.
All the
But
time.
when we gonna get down to it, we're gonna jump right into our topic one, yeah?
Yeah, let's
You
do
ready?
it. I'm down.
I'm ready. All right. So topic one. Fake or not fake? So
Oh,
today is April Fool's, and every year game news drops on April 1st that gets our hopes up and only to be a prank. So we're going to read a bunch of headlines that dropped today, and we haven't seen any yet because production kept it from us. Thank you for that.
uh-oh.
And we'll have to guess if the game news is fake or not. So you're gonna be playing along with us. So let's get into headline number one.
I'm nervous. I haven't looked at the internet all day because I
Oh.
know that people are full of shenanigans today, so I'm nervous.
All right, well, let's get into the first one then. All right, here we go. Remedy Games. The devs behind Control recently announced that starting today that you can play Control on PlayStation 1 consoles. Well,
Now,
not actually on PlayStation 1, but on their website, controlgame.com. So what do you think? Is it fake or not fake?
I
Oh
want
my
it to
goodness,
be
look at this.
real.
I want it to be real so bad.
I really want it to be real. Dang, I don't know, but imagine how cool that would be, though. I'm gonna be disappointed if it's fake, but
I want it. They spent so much time doing it. Look at
this
it.
is so cute. I'm gonna say it's real because I'm optimistic. I'm gonna say it's real.
I think it's real too. I think they actually are going to let you do this. I hope it stays up because look at this masterpiece.
Oh,
I miss PS1 graphics. I mean, I don't know about everybody else.
me too. Man, we thought we had it good with PS1 graphics too.
Oh, I
Remember,
got the answer
what?
for you.
What?
Sadly, it's
What?
a joke. Honestly, the game looks so cool. We want it. Remedy, make it happen, please. I would play it. I would stream it. I'm honest. I really think it's cool looking.
Man, I was kind of into that. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, next headline, everyone. NVIDIA has released an early developer copy of the RTX 4090, which promises 1,000 watts of power, has a 12-fan design, and includes 48 gigabytes of VRAM. Let's take a look at this. God, that's huge. That's a brick and a half. My God.
Bro, that is a PC in its own.
No. Where is that going to
Okay,
fit?
that's definitely fake, man. That's thick. Look at it. It has two. I gotta take up two sockets up in here. Oh my God.
Where's it gonna go?
That thing better propel dust. It's gonna take off the desk while those fans.
And I see the chat at home.
They actually got it working.
That's wow, that's incredible. It turns out, everyone, it is completely fake. It's actually the work of 20-year-old Casper Anderson, who is a Danish hardware enthusiast who loves to create homemade homemade replicas of retro graphics
Wow.
cards. Not enough fans. 12 isn't going to do it. Yeah, I agree. That's
Wow.
wild.
Hey, at least, well, it's not cold anymore, but that could at least, sum up to be a heater at the end of the day if that
Heat
was
up a
real. It
home,
would heat that
maybe?
whole room up. Oh my
Oh my
goodness. Okay, well,
gosh.
our
Mm-mm.
next topic is Fortnite is memorializing the whole GME stonk situation by adding a new player called Diamond Hands, which you can play right now. So, what do you think?
Uh-uh.
Fake or not?
These graphics.
They didn't have to do it. They didn't have to do it. I believe
Wait,
this is real.
did
Fortnite
you
is
see
definitely.
like the
What do you think?
shoulders?
Yeah,
You see
shoulder
like how
rib.
the shoulders like it's like busting out the blazer?
Hmm.
I want it to be real. I'm gonna say it's real. I'm
I
kind of
think it's
into
real
this.
too. I think it's real. That price looks real. Honestly, and the results are in. What do you think, chat? Look at it.
Oh my,
Get it?
not with the dance.
Right?
You know
With
what?
it? Yeah.
You know
Okay,
what?
let's see. The answer is in. It is real. Today, you can pick up the character Diamond Hands in Fortnite. Finally, you can hold the line in the world of Fortnite and rip your
You know
shoulders out as well. So there you go.
I'm actually really into that. I'm not mad about this at all. Okay, next headline, everyone. Check this out. Now, to hype their new game, Deathloop, Betsa is selling limited edition boxes of cereals called Deathloops, which is now available on the official website. You know what? Hmm. Oh, look at like the O's. They're like the infinity sign.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'm gonna say this might be real. This might be real on their official website. It's not in stores.
Huh.
But then again, can you just ship cereal like that nowadays?
I was gonna say, can you just start making cereal and then send it out to people? I feel like you have to go
I
through
don't.
testing
Yeah, I
and
don't.
approvals.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the game is real, but I don't think the cereal's real. I think it's just something that's gonna sit on the website, as they said.
I'm gonna say it's fake. I want it to be real, but the realist in me is saying that it's fake. And it turns out, everyone, it's actually fake. It was just a joke, but all of us totally want this cereal. I would eat it. I absolutely would.
What if you get caught in a death loop though? After
Oh my
eating them? I'm
god.
just saying.
Sounds like a lawsuit, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. You might be looped. You never make it to the courtroom. All right. This one stings a bit. Okay. Oh no.
Here we go.
Halo Infinite is delayed till 2022. Kotaku reported that Halo Infinite is being delayed to 2022 after reading the tweet from 343 Industries, or 343 Industries, I should say. Is it fake or not? I'm just gonna say this is 100% real because this game may not even come out. I say it might not come out until 2077.
I want to say it's real because I noticed that they posted it yesterday versus today. Does it make it
Hmm.
less of an April Fool's joke if they posted the day before?
I think it'd be
I don't
more of an
know.
April Fool's joke if they actually said that the game was gonna be coming out soon. So,
Uh,
yeah, it's
uh,
it's real. It's real.
oh, yeah, that
I
does
think
stink a little
I think
bit.
the date of 2022 is April is the real joke. I think it's gonna take a little bit longer than that.
It's tough to
Oh,
be a gamer.
well then, news of the wires. Mercifully, this one is fake. Kotaku reacted to the story after they realized that the tweets supposedly from 343 Studios were faked and photoshopped, which that's just cruel. Thanks for that. Kotaku, do your research. Don't play with us like that. Photoshop or not. You trying to kill us? Actually, trying to kill off Halo, apparently, because, man. All right.
It's
I don't think
rough. It's
I want
very
to know if chat
rough.
actually cares or not at this point. Like, I know everybody's gonna play Halo when it comes out, but do you care about the release date at this point? There's so many games out now. I'm just kind of like,
Okay, here we go. Our very last fake or not fake headline. Early this morning, an extremely talented streamer made waves by tweeting out that they were quitting. And Frank, what do you think? Is this fake or not fake? What? What? When did you find this? Wait. Wait.
that was
Wait. Do we have an
Look,
exclusive news, Frank? Is it
you come
real? What's up?
you come to a point in your life where
You know what?
all you've been doing is playing video games, and then sometimes you just have to quit because 15 hours of Outriders is too darn long for a day. I had to quit. Okay, but I'll be back today. That's what that post is. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere. You're not gonna get rid of me. We're gonna do
Oh,
another
okay,
15
good.
hours.
I was nervous. I said, "You gonna quit right now in the middle of our show? That's what you gonna do, Frank?" Okay,
Yeah, right. Just walk off. Let me just go ahead and get this Outriders.
I'm out of here. Okay.
Oh man.
Wow. I was nervous
I'm
about that
here.
one, but that
That's
one
funny.
wasn't
I
too
didn't know
bad.
that. We didn't know they were doing this, by the way, chat. Believe me. Like that was funny. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. Even though this is not fake news, this is all real stuff going on for
This
right
is
now.
real.
Really reported stuff anyway. CD Projekt Red, we can't have a Twitch gaming without it. I mean, every Twitch gaming, especially with me and Breon, we talk about CD Projekt Red. I mean, they're always in the
Every single
news.
show.
So after CD Projekt Red 2077, CD Projekt Red promises better marketing. CD Projekt is taking over lessons from Cyberpunk 2077 long marketing campaign to heart. In a new strategy presentation, CD Projekt Red is promising multiple changes to the way it markets future games, including focusing on shorter marketing campaigns and better managing expectations. I'm laughing for what the game will I'm sorry, to look like at launch. Much of these changes feel like a direct response to the criticism of Cyberpunk 2077's market campaign, which spanned nearly 8 years of build-up and considerable hype. Critics say it couldn't be met. Classic. Stop listening to your investors and start giving them a little bit more lessons on game development, because that felt like a political trail. It's just a very, very long, hey guys, we have this great idea, hey guys, we have this great game, I know you want it, we're gonna give it to you. It's like dangling steak in front of people's faces and ripping it out at the last moment. There's only so much that we can defend companies that do this, right? Like I always say, hey guys, keep it positive, go in there with low expectations, you won't be disappointed. But man,
Absolutely. And I mean, we definitely can't talk about this week's, news updates with Cyberpunk 2077 without talking about this 20-page patch that they sent out. It is massive. Oh my gosh. With tons of bugs, crashes, and even broken promises, fans have been awaiting the upcoming fixes that look to fix all of the issues of Cyberpunk 2077's open world. Now, earlier on this week, CD Projekt Red unveiled the notes for the massive 1.2 patch. Now, the fixes are evenly spread out to optimize gameplay, quests, open world, cinematic design, environments and levels, graphics, audio, animation, UI, the stability and performance, pretty much the whole game. But additionally, PC specific as well as console specific changes are incoming. I would love to know from the chat at home, have you guys downloaded this patch? Is it doing great things for your version of the game? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't touched the game since it came out. I got frustrated and I said, no, I don't think this is for me. They're going through it, man. They really, really are. Even going back, Frank, to what you were talking about them changing their marketing, I thought it was interesting because again, we've had this conversation on the show months and months ago. And I remember us saying, I don't know if they're necessarily going to live up to the 8-year hype of this game. And so to see everything turn out the way it did when they had actors and these big presentations and these budgets, and is all of that really, really necessary if your game isn't where it needs to be? I
yeah.
don't know.
I honestly feel that I'm not blaming the devs for this at all,
No.
because there has been many testimonies that the devs weren't ready to release this, that they wanted to spend more time on it. This has been a passion product. A lot of these devs have spent so much time away from their loved ones to hit these crunch notes, because investors are hard hitting. They're businessmen at the end of the day, not gamers, most of them. So do we abuse our devs in this sense? And I honestly think everyone should give Cyberpunk a fair chance eventually. There's so many nice games that came out recently that didn't have a lot of marketing, right? Outriders that we'll be getting into, Monster Hunter Rise we'll be getting into later. There's a
Mhm.
Loop Hero. Hey, what was the one? Valheim. Didn't
Yeah.
do any advertising and sold 4 million. I think they're up to like probably like 6 million now copies or something like that. And it's like, okay, so how can indie studios and like Square Enix and People Can Fly and all these companies keep their cool without spending billions of dollars on advertising and put out a
Mhm.
game and let the game speak the volumes, right? And then spend
Yes.
money on marketing to push the envelope further when you have patches and DLCs and expansions. It was a very interesting take. I believe we got spoiled with Witcher and everything else that CD Projekt Red has done, and everyone looked at them like, wow, this studio is amazing. They can't do wrong. And
Mhm.
I just feel bad for it overall. But
Mhm.
it is what it is, right?
And I mean, I'm
But we're
seeing some great messages from the chat
oh
as
yeah,
well. Even, McMoblin says, right, Valheim is so simple, but so fun. MD14 says, I'm waiting for holiday 2021 to start playing this game. By then, hopefully things will smooth over and things will be all good with the game. Fingers crossed that they could bounce back. I know, a lot of us are optimistic. We've seen this before when games don't necessarily get the best reception, but then it turns out they're really good games and they fix everything.
yeah,
So
yep,
fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
yeah. And I mean, we had our fingers crossed for a long time, but there's one studio that just couldn't get it together, and that's BioWare, unfortunately. And that's our
Mm-mm.
next topic. The Anthem update that you've been waiting for, but probably what you didn't expect to hear or didn't want to hear, or maybe you did expect it. Anthem director leaves BioWare. Jonathan Warner, the game director, has announced that he's leaving BioWare and is following the announcement that the online game will no longer be receiving more support and his teams are moving
Mm.
on to work on other projects, which I think is a very good thing to do. Now, that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that they're closing the service. The game will be up for as long as they can, but no updates. So if you're still a big Anthem fan, you can still have fun with your friends or yourself there. He also tweeted saying that, so today is my last day at BioWare. I'm moving on to do new things. BioWare has been home to grateful heart for nearly 10 years. I want that to sink in, everybody. And I want to wish them all the best. Dragon Age, Mass Effect,
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, The Old Republic is in good hands. And I can't wait to play them outside the screen. Um, Kind of breaks my heart, honestly,
Mm.
because I can't imagine having passion projects for 10 years and the one that you probably believed in the most and that you really wanted to happen, make happen, ended up being almost like the main example of what not to do in video games.
Mm.
It's and the game wasn't even that bad, but again, the marketing, the advertising, and the history of like putting out good games sometimes do more harm than good, Bree.
No, that's definitely fair. Now, I will say on the other side of the fence, I love what Jonathan Warner said that he cannot wait to play from the other side of the
Yes.
screen. I
Not
can
a salty
only
leave.
imagine working on a game for so long, and I feel like you have a different level of stress that goes along with that. Instead of actually just being able to sit back and kind of be a gamer and just kind of enjoy the art and enjoy the work. So all the best to them, honestly. But 10 years, that's a long time, man.
10 years is a
That's a
long
really,
time.
really long time. I could not imagine.
One thing that I'm glad to see, Bree, is in chat, I'm seeing people saying, I can't wait for Mass Effect remaster, and I can't
Hmm.
wait for Mass Effect 4 and like where they're going with the series and stuff. Sometimes it's good to bring fresh blood in, a new outlook, because even if Warner didn't leave, this is going to sit in the back of his head. He's probably going to be thinking, you know what? Put my heart and soul into these video games. And sometimes you win and a lot of times you loses, but the wins feel
Hmm.
sweet, but the loses really do sit on people sometimes. And,
Hmm.
even if he did stay, he probably really couldn't put his whole heart and soul into it anymore. Because,
Exactly.
fans can be very
Oof.
demanding and
Ay, ay,
rough.
ay.
And it's hard to see. And I don't want to see him break down. But as you said, the idea of him playing on the outside and rooting on his team still to this day, I really hope he holds true to that. And Warner, we do appreciate what you've done for gaming.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Speaking of more gaming news, I have a bone to pick. Uh, So let's see here. Our next story, lawn mowing simulators. What is going on with all of these lawn mowing games? Now, last week at the ID at Xbox Showcase, it was announced that the lawn mowing simulator was coming out, and it's everything that you expect it to be and then some. I don't even know what I expect it to be, honestly. Now, the simulator developed by Skyhook Games, who is the team behind Train Simulator, it will take you through the British countryside and let you ride authentic and expensive lawnmowers that exist in real life. Now, I know what the chat at home is
They
thinking.
said
Are we
open
just
world.
mowing lawns the whole time?
Wait a
No,
minute.
you're not.
Wait a minute.
Are you looking at the
It said
screen?
open. Yeah, it said open world. Like, hold up.
Yes.
Like, what are you
Yes.
gonna do? Yo, I'm just gonna. Today is the day I take it off the lawn.
Look at
I'm
he's
going to
having
the
so
train
much
station. Like,
fun.
what?
He's having a good time. No,
Bro, he's not even on
I
the lawn at
thought.
this point.
Now, get this. Not only are you mowing lawns in Lawn Mowing Simulator, you'll see a variety of contracts to complete to advance your mowing capabilities with several attachments that include
Oh
stripe rollers
my
and
god.
mulching kits and grass collectors and more. Chat, are we playing Lawn Mowing Simulator? Okay, wait, Frank, look at this comment in the chat. Renamark says Lawn Mowing Simulator for the next Twitch rivals. Speak into existence. I'm
Ooh.
into it. Speak into
I want
existence.
it. I want it. I think that's perfect. They even had lawn mowing racing as we were watching.
Ooh.
Yeah, I actually looked into this lawnmower simulator a little bit because when I saw it, at first the music was so epic. I didn't know we were looking at a lawnmower because we were looking at these shots. And I was like, man, that's a cool car. What? John Deere? Like what? Like, and so it's very interesting to see this. And I looked into it, and man, they had an announcer while you're cutting grass. I like how he's cutting the corners. I was
Oh,
like,
kind of cheering you on.
yeah, it's like, and you have to fill up, and I think there's a little mini game of you filling up gas and like all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
that's
So I
adorable.
don't know.
So I will say, when I was younger and my parents used to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, I kind of always wanted a big lawnmower. Like, we didn't need one because we didn't have a yard like that, but they look like fun. I mean, how fast can they really go if we were
Right?
racing in the game? Is it
Got
like
your
20
whole
miles
lawn
per
doing
hour?
donuts. And I don't know. I mean, you just go outside and do your lawn, really, and just have your own little simulator. But I mean, I get it. Some of you don't want to cut grass. Some of you don't want to be outside. Some of us, the sun burns our skin. So I mean, maybe there's
Mm,
somebody out there that really wants to get into it. I don't
I might give
know.
it a try. I might see what I could do with it. I don't know.
We shall
Maybe.
see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as much as we like to keep talking about lawn mowing and mulching, we're going to get into something that does do loops, and I'm not talking about on your lawn, and that's one of the most famous games out right now. So our first guests of the day are the creative minds behind one of the most addicting games in the recent memory, Loop Hero. And the roguelike Loop Hero you play as a brave hero is thrown into a time loop, utilizing decks of mystical cards, which I love. I love cards and being involved in these games. And you do your best to save the inhabitants of the world from the endless chaos caused by the Lich. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Ooh. Hello, Finlal and Blinch. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you both doing today?
Great. It's
Good to
everything is
hear.
awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
love
It is
to
awesome.
hear that.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, nice to meet you
Yes.
as well. I'm really excited personally getting behind the minds of a game that I spent a lot of time on. Loop Hero, when I first saw it, I was just like, I remember seeing it at Game Awards, I believe it was, and I was like, this game, I wonder if there's more to it. Do you just sit idle? Do you whatever? I put that game in. One of my good friends, Clara, pitched me the game, and I was like, let me see what this is about. Put it in and could not get off. It literally told all my friends. They started playing, started telling their friends, and chat was like, I don't understand. I understand, like mid sentence, and it was just so good.
Mhm.
And I use
Mhm.
it for in between games lobbies and stuff as well. So even if I'm not streaming the game, if I'm in a game lobby waiting, I pop that up and we go with the loops. So it's a pleasure to have you here
Mhm.
today.
To know where
one road, what happened? Okay, maybe it's end of the world already happens, and why the hero can build all this stuff around him, but he not a god and he not invincible. Okay, maybe it's he not created, maybe he remembering it. So it was fundamental of our story, and then we starting create something above that. So story was writing about by our artist Deceiver too. He yeah, he has he did all this plot for the game. So he loved to some dark stories and all this. How you say it?
The dark fantasy.
No. The existential stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's right. Yeah, it's right. It's goes really natural for him.
That makes sense. Gotcha.
Yes, basically the story is just an explanation for gameplay.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's a good way to put it. Especially in the game, so it's like easier to understand. So cards play a big role in this. Can you tell us about the deck building aspect of the game?
At first version, we don't have this deck building, but then when we started creating a full game, that was too many types of building in the game, and if all of them will be in one run, it will be too chaotic. So we decided we need to create some deck system, and basically it's all. Then we're creating it.
Absolutely. I definitely do see a lot of questions coming in, talking about the game's design and how it's so nostalgic. How did you come to that decision of this is how I want the game to look? Was that, done purposely, or is it just something that kind of came together over time?
That's
So-
just how Deceiver draws stuff.
Fair.
You
Fair
know,
enough.
when you're in indie dev team, how draw your main artist. This is how your game looks. It's you don't have a lot of choice of it. So yeah, but it's not really nostalgic. We not try to make reference for old games or something. So it's actually like modern pixel art style, or how to name, I'm not sure. But yeah, basically it's just how Deceiver draws.
I feel like that's not a bad thing at all. People like nostalgia or things that, remind them of a simpler time or when they were kids. So I think it actually works out, even though it wasn't done on purpose necessarily. People are happy, and we love to hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, I want to know, how does the gameplay change as players get further into finishing the town and upgrades? Now, I do know that there are some hidden gems in there. For instance, I think the first one that a lot of people figure out is how to make a mountain, and how that goes off and gives you some extra stuff here and there. So yeah, what changed as players further gets into the town upgrades? And there's some more secrets. Want to give some?
First of all, about this rock stuff, it's not actually a treasure. It's actually punishment. Because
That is true, because it does give you mobs from it. Yeah.
because you will face to face with really dangerous enemy with harpies, and for the late chapters, they have really strong abilities, and it's actually punishment, and it's not give you too much. So you can use it, but it's not helpful in any ways. So you must do thinking when you need it or when you don't. About how change the game through your playthrough. You uncover new new combination for your tiles, and if you use it in right way, it's give you a lot of opportunities and for new strategies. And after some experiment, you can understand how to use old tiles in some new way or something like that. And also, the camp system, when you will have additional support from your camp in many ways.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's mostly it's like a meta progression, but mostly with options. So like you unlock new classes or like the supply system and the craft system. So it's not you just become stronger. It's you have more options. Sometimes you do become stronger as well, but yeah.
But
Absolutely.
before we get into
Just
anything,
new
are you guys
cards,
gonna
new
release any more classes?
Maybe.
All right, I'll take
Gotta
a
wait
maybe.
and
I'll take a
see.
maybe.
It was such a pleasure being able to speak with you both. But before you go, can you let everyone at home watching where they can pick up the game? And if you want to maybe promote a Twitter page for the game or yourselves, or let people know where to find you.
That the game is on Steam. Like if you Google Loop Hero, you will probably find it.
And we don't have
And
Twitter for
Twitter
game.
is
Yeah, but we have our
okay,
own
yeah.
Twitter for our studio for quarters.
Okay,
I
perfect.
think you can easily find it too.
Yes,
Oh,
we
then.
definitely got to check it out. So everyone at home watching, Steam is where you get Loop Hero. I need to check it out. I keep hearing great things about the game, so I'm excited to give it a try.
It's great. You're gonna spend a lot of time lost in the loop, but it's really fun. I love it. You know, I would love
I
to see it
really,
on more platforms if possible, but man, get it on Steam, everybody. Well, it was an absolute pleasure having you both here. Thank you so very much. Keep continuing making those games that you love. We love them, and hope to hear from you guys soon for some updates.
Thank
yeah, for
you.
sure.
Have a
Thank you.
good day, guys.
Bye. Oh, yeah, I got to check it out. I really, really do.
Yeah. You know, the game looks really simplistic, but let me tell you, when I got my first full map, when I had everything laid out, everything was all over the place and it was getting chaotic and hectic. I was so proud of it. I kept taking screenshots and putting it up. And we
Oh.
always have friends who are like, we're gonna finally check it out because you keep posting all these pictures about it. I'm like, yeah. And they're doing the same thing. So it's just a great little experience. Great little experience. But speaking on those experiences, I have someone here today, Storymodebae knows definitely very well. And yes, our next guest is a gamer, streamer, part-time beauty guru, and a full-time jokester. She calls herself the Wiganista. And
Yes.
so don't be surprised when you catch her with rocking a different hairstyles in each of one of her streams. Before we get into the chat of Bettynixx, we're going to show you a little bit of something about her work. Check it out.
I am Bettynixx. I am a variety streamer.
Bettynixx.
It
How are
doesn't get
you?
old ever.
I'm really good. How are you guys?
Good. So
We up
good.
here.
So happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
I love your your opener right there and your trailer that we had. What were you playing? Roblox when you got kicked in the face by? What was
No,
that?
it's this game. It's called Clone Drone in a Danger Zone, and you actually
Oh.
have it's an interactive chat game. So you have chat
Oh.
redeem certain like enemies, and they have enemies come in, and basically you have to fight all of the enemies as well as like other NPCs. So it's really fun. If you haven't tried it and you want to play a game with your chat, I definitely recommend you get Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. It's on Steam.
Let me write that. That's a long
That makes
title.
me
All right.
nervous because I feel like maybe chat is going to try to sabotage or put you through the worst possible situation. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
nervous.
they absolutely will. They will. There's like this big spider thing that blows fire, and people redeem
See,
that. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna
see,
have to
that
talk
makes
later.
me right. Now, I already see so much hype going up in the chat for you, Betty. But those at home who are not familiar with your work, can you tell us a little bit about your stream?
Well, you'll get a little mix of everything in my stream. I just the other day did yoga on stream where I was being attacked by my puppy, and I had
Oh,
someone in my ears also trying to guide me through the yoga. But I play a little bit of everything on my channel. Right now, I mostly play Apex and Monster Hunter, but I play a little bit of everything, and I try to do beauty tips as well. I have this thing every Sunday where I call it Self-Care Sunday, where I do my makeup. I usually have a guest with me. We talk about self-care things as far as like mental health or whatever chat wants to discuss, and that's about it. It's a good
I
time.
love that.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say because I know the chat is saying your hair look fabulous. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
Say
thank you.
that. Come
the
on.
Wigginista is real. I love it.
Thank you so much. I
It's a good
usually,
time.
it's crazy because I just did my hair like this 2 days ago. My last stream, my hair was different. So the Wigginista thing is
Yes.
real. I
It
It's
looks
switched it
real
up. I also
because
good.
on
get
your
We're
trailer,
into
it's a
it.
different hairstyle every shot. I was
every
like, yo,
clip.
what? Yeah, I love it.
And I
I love it.
also want to mention for the record, you made that trailer yourself, right?
I did. I
Come on.
absolutely edited
Come
that
on.
myself. Yeah.
Come on, skills. We love to see that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Mm.
Now, I'm excited. I mean, should we just jump right into our game today?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes,
Okay,
we
here
should.
we go. So, everyone at home watching, we are going to be talking about the games that we are currently playing. This is basically a roundtable discussion. We'll go around each of us and talk about two of the current games that we have going on right now. And Betty, I'm going to let you go ahead and start us off. What are you playing?
I am spending most of my time on Monster Hunter Rise, as everyone can see from my Twitter page, my Discord, everywhere. I love Monster Hunter. So I'm on Monster Hunter Rise, and the other game I think I'm playing is like Apex or something. So
Monster Hunter Rise. I play it before bed. Get up on the rise and play it. I'm so
I
happy to hear that you're
know.
playing the game. When you said that, I was like, yep, me and Bettynixx gonna be real good friends. I
yeah,
love it.
you
I
need
think
to
it's
add
the
me on
best
Switch.
Monster
We
Hunter.
can
Yeah,
we can get
I hit you on that.
runs
I already
in.
hit you on Twitter, so it's gonna
There
be a
you
thing.
go. There you go.
I need farming buddies really bad. So Betty, the game. What do you think? The best Monster Hunter? Because that's where I'm going with right now.
Yes, and I say that because it's a mix between Generations and World. I was introduced to Monster Hunter through World, which a lot of people say is one of the easier Monster Hunters. But I mean, the game has a really large learning curve because it's a lot of information to take in. But I say this is great because it's a little bit harder than World, but it also has some of the aspects of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And Generations, of course, was much harder than World, but it does a good job of balancing the two. So yeah, this is probably my favorite out of the 3 games.
Look
Now,
at
I
chat.
do want to, I was going to say, I do want to remind the chat to tell us what you're playing and give your thoughts on the games that you're playing or that we're playing. But I already see so much hype for Monster Hunter. Like they are going off in the chat, and we absolutely love to see that. Now, as far as games that I'm currently playing, I'm a type of girl, so I'm going a little bit backwards in the PS2 era. The last game that we recently finished on stream was Bully from Rockstar. Can we please get a sequel? What do we have to do? I'm tired of begging. But basically, you know, you're playing as Jimmy Hopkins. You're running around the school, getting into shenanigans, getting beat up a little bit. Maybe you threw somebody in a trash can, but I'm sure you had a good reason for it. It was probably self-defense or something. But yeah, it is an amazing game. I love Rockstar as a company. They make amazing story games, and it's just so good. I mean, I want a sequel so bad. Ugh.
I've seen so many people play this game, And watching you play has absolutely been hilarious.
Yes.
Right?
Because
As I struggle.
just seeing that clip, just seeing that clip of that guy getting hit by that basketball and he just like flew backwards, it was so
Yes.
dramatic. But I think I would definitely try to play this game.
It's
I
a
was
good
watching
one.
Brianna play it recently, and she was doing the quest rewards are funny. Like there was, I think the
Yes.
quest reward was a kiss from this girl. Like that.
Sounds about right.
But what makes it great is Brianna's commentary. So if you guys haven't stopped by her channel, I know
Aw.
we gas us up later, but seriously, you should stop by her channel while she plays this game because, oh my goodness, you'll lose some time in
Thanks.
there for sure. It's
I
really
just
good.
be talking or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But I haven't played the game. I will say that I always came across it. I've seen it multiple times. It came across a while. What was it? Was it San Andreas
Classic.
that was coming out at the time, or right before San Andreas? It came out right in between two
Yeah, I
of
feel
the
like Bully was
GTAs.
2006, maybe.
Yeah,
So yeah, somewhere around that
yeah,
time.
yeah. And I always saw it, and I was just like, is this another GTA? Like that was like the thing to say when Rockstar came out with games, right? So I might have to go back and revisit it. I might have to go back and revisit it. But I won't be revisiting nothing because as you heard earlier, I spent 15 hours on a little game called Outriders yesterday. The ambassadors had an early access and I played that game a little too much. And well, is it too much really? Maybe I didn't play enough. I don't know. So I did
Never
do the
too
demo
much.
for a good bit. Right. I did do the demo for a bit, and it's not a true looter shooter, even though it looks like it and might feel like it. It's an RPG with elements that goes pretty deep. You know, you have a skill grid that you can go off of. There's thousands of different ways to build your character. Right now, there's 4 main classes in the game. It's 3-player or drop in, drop out, crossplay with console and PCs, and or you can be solo, and it has a world tier system. I love challenges. I play all the games on the hardest settings, and in the beginning, in the demo, it only goes to the world tier 5, and I sent a message to Square Enix and everybody, and I said, look guys, if you're gonna have 15 world tiers, you need to like up the ante because this game is just not hitting the way it should hit on the difficulty level. I would like to report and say, first of all, and this is not April Fool's joke, that I do have a clip up on my Twitter of me getting slapped for 50% of my health on World Tier 6. So, I think you guys did a good job out there.
You got what you asked for.
I did, and he slapped me hard because I was talking all this junk. I was like, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. Boom. And I was like, okay, well.
And he did.
But it does have MMO elements in it and RPG elements. So Storymodebae and Betty, I think you guys should get on
I plan
that.
to play that today. I actually do. Plan to play it today. Look, we got a lot of games in common. We need to play some games together.
Like I said, I already
There
hit
you
you up on
go.
Twitter.
There you go. Now, Betty, let's talk about the next game that you're playing because I was surprised that you enjoyed it.
Phasmophobia?
Phasmophobia? Yes. How do you feel?
Unfortunately, my friends convinced me to get on that game, even though I am a scaredy cat. But I really like it. It has different difficulty levels, and you are basically a ghost hunter. But this ain't no Ghostbusters type of ghost hunting. These ghosts will absolutely run up on you and choke you out, and you can just watch from the sidelines while everyone else trying to figure out what type of ghost it is. So the mission is to figure out what ghost is hunting the place that you are in, and if you die, you just gotta watch while your friends struggle.
I have to ask Betty in chat. I have to ask. I know a lot of you love Phasmophobia and trying to get your streamers to play. But let's just be real. Would you actually go out and do something like this? Like, would you go out into a
Absolutely
house
not.
that you know is quote unquote haunted for how much they pay you? Like $50 or something like that to die? Oh yeah.
Sometimes I think it's been a couple times where I've only gotten paid $15 because I died in the middle of the mission.
That's disrespectful.
So what kind of job is
So
this?
you risk
They
your
don't even
life
offer
and go
insurance.
to this house and try to figure out what's hunting the place, and if you die, that's it. You barely get pennies. So
Not for one burger at Five Guys. No, you're going to have to pay me a little
no.
bit more than that. That's not going to cut it.
one burger.
So would you do it, Betty? Brianna, would you go out?
No,
No.
I don't even like scary movies
No.
like that. No, absolutely not.
I'll be in the truck if you need me. I'm not coming out. No. Mm-mm.
A
You know,
couple
they
people
said there
do
was a
that. They
secret
stay in a
update.
truck.
That's me.
Was there a secret update coming to where if you stay yourself in the truck too long and you're watching that camera, that ghost can come through the screen?
What?
That was the thing that they were talking about implementing. So
I hope they do. Oh, that would be
yeah,
so
me too. Because
funny.
I don't like people that
Oh,
stay in the
yes.
truck or stay in the doorway and be like, "La, la, 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 la," and then pop their head back in. I did that once, and that ghost did reach past that door line. By the way,
They will come out. They will come out the house sometimes and get you.
Yep.
I cannot do it. Now, another game that I have been playing off stream. I like to have a little off stream, game. Again, taking it back with Rockstar, LA Noir is one of my favorite games of all time. And I'm super surprised not only have they not made a sequel, but there's also no other game like it. You're basically a detective in, I think, the 1940s in LA, and you're trying to figure out these different crimes. But the thing I love about the game most is the motion capture that they use for all of the characters that you encounter. You basically have to interrogate them and talk to them and determine if they're lying or telling the truth, or if you doubt them, you have to have evidence. And I'm just super surprised that there's nothing else like this on the market. It's a fantastic game. I don't know if you both have played it, but I have all the best things to say about this game.
I have not.
You
I've
know,
seen a couple people play it, but I haven't played it myself.
yeah,
It's a good
I've
one.
seen people play it. I thought it was another GTA. Here we go again.
See?
And until I saw somebody play it, I was like, man, you gotta actually think and investigate. People are gonna come out here thinking they're real detectives after they play this game. But Brianna, I'm gonna be honest, you just look like a big old rock star lover up in
I
here.
am.
Are you a
Do
super
you
fan?
do you know how hard it is to be a Rockstar fan in 2021? And
Yes.
every time they tweet, it's another GTA 5 online update. Something else, some variety perhaps. But yeah, I'm a huge Rockstar fan. All of their games, they just have amazing story missions, and I get so invested in them.
Well,
I've been
you
checking
done
out
any
chat.
of the
I see
heists on
you.
GTA 5?
I have, but
Yeah.
like GTA 5 came out in 2013. I need something
Something new.
else. Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
It's like I won't revisit GTA until 2026 when we on bully standards. So right now we ain't doing it. I hear you on that. They do need to come up with something. They have a lot of talent behind the doors. And chat, I do see you. I see you out there with your games. You got some Final Fantasy Mobile like that. We got some Outriders as well, and some Monster Hunter. Keep it coming. And I saw someone said, "Nope, I'm not going after no ghosts." I hear that. So for our last game, I hit up Magic Legends. Little do you know, I do like Magic the Gathering. It's actually been in my life for a very long time. I didn't play the game for a long time, but I do remember when I first moved from New York down here to Southeast. My mom's job had some bins that were closed up, and they were like really, really shiny in the corner, and they said that she can have anything in the office. Went in there, opened it up, was a bunch of Magic cards, and apparently, lo and behold, those are very expensive Magic cards. What did I do? Sell them at a garage sale for a quarter. So anyway,
For a quarter.
oh, a
Not
quarter
a
a card.
quarter.
It was a quarter a card. It was like a lot of money for me back then. But anyway, hurts now. Magic Legends is pretty much essentially Magic the Gathering arena, but with avatars and ARPG setting. A lot of people, this slipped under a lot of people's radar. Why? Because they didn't do a lot of advertising. Is the game good? Yes. If you're a Magic lover, you're gonna love this. You build decks. There's endless amounts of thousands and thousands of ways to build your deck. Just like the Magic game, you can mix your decks. You have blue with red, black and white, however you want to do it. There are land mana. There's different planes. You're a planeswalker that you make, and you become the legendary planeswalker. It's really fun. I highly suggest you guys check it out. It is free to play. And they do have like a founder's pack, something that you can get, but you do unlock the classes in game. Everything in game can be unlocked in game. And the booster packs and stuff are just there for people that don't have time to do all that grinding. So it's just like Magic the Gathering. Enjoy it. It looks really, really cool. It really blew my mind. The impact, the visuals, the everything is just really fantastic, and is multiplayer. And it does have an MMO-esque feel. You do have a home world hub that everybody can run around and do dynamic events, and you have instances like dungeons, just like any other MMO. So check it out. You know? Might like it. Oh, you need Arc, by the way, Arc Launcher to do it, or you use Epic. Epic is there too.
You had me at
I may
free.
try that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
free 99, can't beat it.
We love free.
If I don't have to pay for it, I'll definitely try it out. Sure.
You'll
Exactly,
like it.
exactly. Man, Betty, I hate to let you go because I've been having so much
I
fun being able to sit
know.
here and chat with you. But before you go, can you let everyone at home know where to find you and where to follow you?
Yeah, I am Bettynixx on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and my channel, of course, is Bettynixx. So just go ahead and follow me on all of those platforms, and I'll see you there.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank you
Bettynixx,
so
you have a beautiful day,
much.
but guess what? We're not gonna be done with you. I hope. I'm looking at production through the soul. We got to get her back. Just saying, because Bettynixx has a soul that's just pure, guys. So make sure you just hit her up.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, and I
Thank
can't wait to
you.
see
Nice
more.
chatting with
Big
you all.
hair.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's fun. She's so fun. Definitely gonna hit her up and do some games because we literally play the same games now. And then I have to just convince you to jump on those games, Miss Rockstar. I too.
You're going to have to carry me. Put me on you right there with
It's
you.
all good. I'm with it.
Oh my goodness. I think
Okay,
it's about
well.
that time. Yeah.
I can't believe it is. I had to like double take production notes to make sure we're on schedule because it's already time for break. What is it? Or are we joking? Is this April
A
Fool's?
quick,
Are
this
we
is not
serious?
April Fool's. A quick break.
Okay, well, everyone, I want you to stick around because there's lots more fun stories coming up. But we have to take a quick break. You should stand up, get some blood flow to your legs, hydrate, whatever you got to do. We're gonna be covering some interesting topics like the shocking cheat ring bust. You don't want to meet that because that's gonna be funny if you miss it. A $300,000 Pokemon card and more. We'll be joined by. Oh goodness. David. There we go.
Fennoy.
There you go. I lost myself. We'll be chatting with a voice actor, legendary voice actor, I would like to say, Dave Fennoy. And with another case of another edition of Make Your Case. So you don't want to go anywhere.
We'll be right back. Moisturize your elbows. What's up, everyone? Welcome on back to another exciting episode of The Weekly. I am one of your co-hosts today, Storymodebae, joined by the amazing Techniq. How you doing, Techniq?
I'm good. Joined by the amazing Brianna.
You know, I try to hype
I'm
you
doing
up
good.
when
I'm
I
having a lot of
intro
fun
you.
today. Today's a fun show. Let me tell you.
It is. It is a very fun show. And what's equally as fun is our next interview coming up. Everyone, our next guest is the man behind the voice of some of the most popular video game characters around. He's an award-winning actor, best known for his role as Lee Everett in The Walking Dead. You also may recognize his voice from StarCraft 3, Bayonetta, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Batman, Arkham Knight, and countless others. But before we meet Dave Fennoy, let's take a look at some of his work.
Nice of you to drop in, Mr. Wayne. I suppose you weren't really dressed for the front entrance.
Have you finished the decryption?
Fully decoded. I've downloaded all recent militia radio transmissions and their corresponding coordinates to your machine. You had to go and spoil the surprise. I was hoping to keep her under wraps until she's ready. Next generation disruptor. She's still a couple of weeks from completion, but I figured you'd appreciate a working prototype. I should have her with you later on this evening.
Thanks, Lucius. I think I might need it.
Hi, Dave. How are you doing today?
Wow, it's just nice to, I haven't watched that Lucius Fox there from Telltale Batman in a while. It's like, and as an actor, you always go, oh, I could have done that better. Oh, I could.
Yep. Yeah, I feel you,
But,
man.
happy to be here with you guys, Techniq and Storymodebae. And
Yes.
it's under mine. It says award-winning voice actor. So
There you go.
Techniq, Storymodebae, an award-winning voice acter. There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Man.
So what y'all want to know?
Everything, because I was browsing through all the stuff. I was like, he did that. I knew that voice. I was like literally going through this.
I've been on between 400 and 500 games.
Yes. That is a resume.
love to see it. I'm just going to throw this out here. I love to see it because when I was looking into the voice acting long ago and just acting in general, it's you see only a couple kind of people doing it. So you look like me and I'm loving it. And I'm telling you, like, I'm speechless. And when they said your name that we booked you, I was like, you did a hoo-ah-ha? It's just such a pleasure.
Well, hey, the
Absolutely.
pleasure is mine. One of the things as an actor of any kind that you want is recognition. We live for the applause. We live for getting the chance to let another character inhabit us, let that character speak through us. So this is fantastic. I love this industry, even though I'm not a gamer. Because I do a lot of teaching as well now, and what most people want to learn from me is voice acting for video games, and it's so just acting. It's so everything except we're not on set, we're not in costume. There's not another actor that you're bouncing energy off of. You haven't memorized your lines. You have to read them, or I call it take the words off the page. And it truly is an art. There are a lot of really great voice actors out there. I'm very happy and proud to be listed among them. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like being a kid and playing, except they're paying you for it.
Nothing wrong with that.
I love it. Well, we're gonna go ahead and open you up with the very generic question, because it's a very important question, and that question is, how did you get into voice acting?
Well, I started off as a child. Seriously, when you look back, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. There is a community art center there, Caramoo House. Anytime you see a black actor from Cleveland on anything, they spend some time at Caramoo House. Well, as a kid, my parents wanted to expose me to interesting things. So modern dance, art, music, and theater. And then in high school, I was president of my theater society, and this was I was one of the first black kids to go to this private boys' school in Ohio.
Wow.
And from there, I went on to college. My first stint at college, there were two, was as a theater major, but I was also playing music. Quit, went on the road as a musician for a while, went back, finished up in music, but ended up getting into radio, and that led to voiceover, and that led to video games. So,
Wow.
getting into voiceover, basically, I discovered that there was this whole other thing. This is like in the 80s, where it was like the forest for the trees. You didn't see it. Voiceover is literally around you all the time. You turn on the TV, there's voiceover. You turn on the radio, there's voiceover. You're walking through a theme park and the voice is talking to you. That's voiceover. And a buddy of mine was a morning jock on the Wave. Well, not the Wave, but it was a Wave type station in San Francisco. We were talking one day and he goes, I'm going over to the city to do some voiceover. I make more money doing that than I do on the radio. And I went, and didn't do anything about it for a few years. But that conversation never left me. And finally, I took the time. I started investigating. I took some classes. I started reaching out to people who might hire me. Had some jobs in the Bay Area. One of the first jobs after I joined the union and got an agent. It's when the California lottery was first starting. I did one of those. I was the voice of Marine World Africa USA up in San Francisco, and especially their concert events. And in 1990, after taking a course with an agent who was from LA, who came up to the Bay Area to teach, took a weekend workshop, she goes, you're pretty talented, and if you ever want to come to LA, we'd love to represent you. Well, at that point, I was a morning jock on 107.7 KSOL, more music KSOL, working under the name Billy David Ocean. That's right, getting you up and on your way. And then the station fired me and the rest of the staff, as radio stations are wont to do. And I had to go find that lady's card. I know I've got it here someplace. So I found the card. I gave her a call. She said, put yourself together a new demo and come on down. So I started commuting. I was living in the Bay Area. I started commuting every week to L.A., about 350 mile, that 350-mile drive. I would drive it either Sunday night or Monday morning and come back home on Friday night or Saturday morning. I did that for about 8-9 months. And that was kind of crazy.
Through the grapevine
had a little Toyota MR2. I put a lot of miles on that bad boy. Also, that was my year of speeding tickets.
There you go.
Excuse me,
little did she
Mr.
know.
Fennoy
Look
here.
at you now.
You were doing 95 in this 70-mile zone, and my insurance went up.
My gosh, I can imagine.
And my little Toyota MR2 got stolen twice in 6 months in LA.
Wow.
I don't know why I remembered that, but
Just a little thing.
Why wouldn't you really, actually?
And I was doing some of everything. I did a lot of commercials. I was doing TV promos. I was doing cartoons. I played Dick Scott, manager of New Kids on the Block and the New Kids on the Block cartoon, among other things. And when video games came along, when they were presented, when I started auditioning for them, I just thought of them as another form of animation. And in many ways, at that time, they were. But as time went on, I ended up doing more and more, and my career kind of grew with the industry. And what's that? Am I in there?
Am I in there somewhere?
Am I in there? Look at me go! But as the industry grew, I grew with it, and I discovered that Although I did and still do cartoons, I do a lot more video games. Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that character. Kita from the Kim
I love it. I love it.
And, you know, a buddy of mine now that I didn't know at the time put together a video demo of work I had done in video games because, once again, I'm not a gamer. And sent it to me and says, hey, you know, I just put this together for you. If you'd like to use it, go ahead. If you want some changes, let me know. And I did want a few changes and whatnot, but it really let me know. He let me know. He said, by the way, you know, you're major characters in some of the biggest games in the world. Am I?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
This is news to me.
Okay. Well, you know,
The natural humbleness.
my voiceover career has spanned a lot of different things. Once again, oh, wow, I remember. Wescom. I do commercials. I do TV promos. I narrate. For 15 years, I was the voice of the NAAC, the Image Awards.
Wow.
So I was doing a lot of different things. So this was just part of it. And then, once again, this industry is growing by leaps and bounds. More money in the video game industry than movies and music combined, quiet as it's kept. Most people that have gray hair like mine have no effing clue how big this industry is. I think about the number of people like yourselves, your mama and daddy, like, why are you playing these video games?
Yep.
You are wasting your time. Well, I know professional video game players who are making good money. Colleges now not only have game development programs, but they are fielding video game teams.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if video games aren't in the Olympics in the next few years.
Agreed.
They already talked about it. Esports.
It's happening. Well, esports is a thing. And the amount of money, I had a chance to be a celebrity host at the World Series of Video Games a few years ago. I'm not sure they're still doing it. I think they lost their shirts because they decided, let's do this in the Maldives. So how do we take this extremely high-tech thing that we want, Keegan. Yeah, that's right. I'm Keegan.
I screamed when I saw it. I was like, I did not know. I was so bad.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. And
so awesome.
now this was mocap. So
I was going to ask you if you did mocap before.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I definitely do mocap. And a lot of this was voiced in a recording studio, and then a lot of it was mocap. So it was a combination. And sometimes another mocap artist, say, I've hit that age where I can't jump off a building, roll over twice, spring up and kill somebody anymore. I could do it, but it'd be slow. So a lot of times it's my voice and somebody else. But in this one, it's me doing all my own stunts.
Wow,
Yeah, that's right.
yes.
That's right.
What?
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh. Now
That's what I said.
I do have a little bit of a personal question. Now, so many people in the chat
No,
are
baby,
saying how
I'm
they-
married. I'm sorry. We
No.
I'm not.
Other
That was
than
our fourth question.
I was gonna say, so many people in the chat at home are saying how they recognize your voice from so many different places, and I love that these trailers are coming up, and you're saying like, "Oh yeah, I totally remember doing that character."
Yeah.
Now, if you could choose maybe a character, I don't know, that might be your favorite or that resonated with you the most, would you be able to choose one?
Well, that's like asking you to pick between your children, which is your favorite child.
Fair.
But, a lot of parents, they'll never say it, but they got a
always
favorite
have one.
child.
They do.
Yep.
And
They do.
And if they got, more than three, there's one they really love and there's one they really can't stand, wondering why they gave birth to that. But I love all my children, but I have to say that Lee Everett is the character that gave me the most gifts. Lee Everett was the character that was really most like me. I have a daughter. I could relate to the idea of protecting that daughter through thick and thin. And like every other human being walking the planet, I have regrets. There are things I've done in this life that I wish I hadn't done. Not necessarily kill my wife when I found her cheating and her lover.
Not that part.
But not that terrible. But we've all made some mistakes. We've all hurt somebody we didn't mean to hurt. This was a complicated character. He really was a good guy who had done something terrible, and the zombie apocalypse freed him, oddly enough, to redeem himself by taking care of this little girl. Now, that's not talked about in the game, but that's really the theme. This is a man who wants to prove to the world and himself that he's a good man. And the key is his devotion to Clementine. As a matter of fact, I got a dog named Clementine now.
Oh.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a little pit bull. Well, she ain't that little.
Look, I don't know if you see these comments on screen, but these comments are coming through big time. Lee Everett played a big thing in everyone's hearts, especially Brianna is being very humble right now, but I'm sure we all shed tears. Your performance was
amazing.
It was amazing. I related so much.
Honestly, like I have never cried in a video game the way that The Walking Dead made me cry. Episode 5, season 1, lost it. It was so good.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, but
thank you for that. And you know, it's I think a little easier to make a woman cry. Y'all are much more in touch with your feelings. But I have been in conventions and whatnot, and big old burly muscle-bound dudes come up to you, man. You know, you made me cry, man.
Yep, 100%. I'm on stream like.
Yeah, so I always tell them, well, I did my job then. I did my job.
Yeah,
yes.
It was real.
But Lee Everett was a great character. In the first 20 minutes of recording, I knew this was something different than anything I had done before. The script was so good, that it was so human. It was so really close to who I am.
Absolutely. And, you know, another character that you played, and I'm such a huge fan of the game, Mafia 3, you played the voice. And again, tackling some really heavy content in there, but also very realistic as well. How was it doing that role?
You know, I loved playing that role. It's interesting. I had auditioned for Mafia 3 for about a year. Several different characters, and you'd get callbacks and whatnot. And when I finally got the booking, it was for a character I had not auditioned for.
Right.
Which I tell my students all the time, hey, listen, you just turn in great auditions. Sometimes you don't get that part, but you get another one. I was playing a character who was an underground DJ who had kind of stolen a radio signal, and he'd just pop up on your radio and talk about the racism that was going on and the various characters within the story that were doing good or were doing bad, or whose side I was on, and what the rest of the community should know and do. And I loved playing that character. Loved it. You know, we were talking just a little bit before. And this was one of those opportunities where an actor got a chance to affect the storyline. In the end of the game, it's been out long enough. I'm not blowing anything here. At the end of the game, my character is raided by the police and shot and killed. And originally the script, he was going out like a punk. He was going out like a little bitch, you know? So he had been so hardcore and so committed to the cause. I said to the director, it was an English woman, I said to the director, look, you know, I don't think this is how this character would go out. I just mentioned it because, you know, how often do they listen to actors? But for the next session, sure enough, they had changed the script to go in line with the things I had suggested, which made me feel good, and I think it improved the game.
I think
Okay.
it did too.
You know, something to go along with that character, and Brianna beautifully transitioned into it, because I wanted to ask the tougher question of overcoming adversity in the acting scene in general, because it's very hard. And we talked a little bit earlier during rehearsal with you. For me to break into the game, and I told a lot of people, is like I have to make sure I have the top body, and you know, have to have the most sultry voice, and maybe even code switch a couple of times here and there to make people feel like, you know, I'm the right voice, I'm the right actor for the job. How did you go about doing that, especially during the time that you started? What was your hardest thing about getting into voice acting or acting in general?
Well, getting into voice acting, I didn't want to be labeled as just a black actor. I definitely, I mean, I'm very proud of the work that I've done as a black actor for, you know, various clients. You still hear me on Lexus spots on radio and television. You hear me at the ends of those spots. I do a lot of McDonald's commercials, a lot of different things that I am definitely being the black man that I am. But acting is about playing characters that maybe you are not, or other aspects of yourself. Now, we talk about code switching, but the truth of the matter is everybody code switch. I don't care who you are. When you go to work, you're going to speak to your boss in a certain way. You're going to speak to your clients in a certain way. I don't care who you are. When you come home and you're on the phone with your best friend from back in the day, there's a different language going on. We as black people have had to learn to do that more, or I shouldn't, maybe not learn to do it, but we do it more perhaps than some others, because so often the main society has felt like, oh, the way you guys speak, the rhythm of it, it doesn't sound serious to me. Where are the ends of these words? Whatever it is that they're thinking. We all have heard that, oh, he speaks so well, which they would never say about a white person, because that's what they expect. But they don't expect the intelligence and ability to speak the English language from us.
Yes.
Well, I'm an educated man. I went to great schools. I learned to speak well. But I also know how to relax and just, you know, have a good time when it's time to have a good time. So
Yes.
I just, who is the character I'm playing? I used to be asked sometimes, hey, by a white director, gee, can you make that blacker? And generally I knew what they meant, but
Not more urban.
oh yeah, well, and that was the euphemism for black. Was, oh, can you make it more urban? And I finally said, you know what? I don't know exactly what you mean by making it blacker. Would you ever ask a white actor to make it whiter? No, you'd be more specific. This is a person of a certain age, from a certain place, with a certain background, with a certain educational level, with a certain worldview. That's what you want. Well, you have to do the same thing with a black actor. You just don't say make it blacker. We are not one monolithic people.
Absolutely.
We run the gamut. Yeah, one of the greatest lessons I had after being at a predominantly white boys' school, and then a predominantly white college, was going to Howard University. It was like, oh, I found my people, because when we are alone by ourselves in that group, we may run into each other, but this one is judging you. Oh, you know, well, you got those white friends and you talk like that, so you're not really black enough. I don't know why we do that to each other, but we do. We're gonna take away your black card. You're doing this. You're doing this. You're doing.
Not at the
you
barbecue.
guys.
What do you mean?
Guys, as black geeks, as black nerds, have gone through a little bit of that. You haven't gone through near what the generation before you and those black nerds went through. But thankfully, we're in a world now we can be who we are and not worry about it. I had a guy, I worked my way through college when I was going to Howard, being a janitor, because after I'd quit school and went on the road as a musician, the first time my parents said, look, we ain't not paying for you to go to school again. You're going to have to pay for it yourself this time. And there was a janitor I was working with named Chico, who always came, he was dressed just slightly less than a pimp might be. And Chico, yo, man, why you going to school, man? Brother ain't supposed to go. He didn't say brother. He said that other word. Brother ain't supposed to be going to school. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to be a gangster. You're supposed to be a con man. You're supposed, you got to be pimping, brother, blah, blah, blah. And, I rejected that.
Yeah.
And most of us reject that. But unfortunately, often that's a stereotype that the media has put forward. But we're showing up well now.
Yes.
I'm so proud of those athletes that are stepping up, the Colin Kaepernicks, the LeBron Jameses of the world, and so many more that aren't hiding behind, well, I'm getting this big paycheck, I don't want to say anything. It's what we need to do. And we're seeing, this backlash from the Republican Party now that we and our allies who aren't us got Georgia's turned Georgia, flipped Georgia.
Yes.
Senate-wise.
Yep.
But these Republican legislatures, now they're like, well, wait a minute. They're voting. We just have to make it harder for them to vote.
Yep.
Never mind policies that the majority of people would like. Let's just keep these people from voting. We don't want the voters to choose us. We want to choose the voters. We'll see. Mr. Delta Man came out and said, no, he's anti what these Republican legislatures are doing. But how did I get onto this political thing? We took a turn there.
No.
What did you do? What did you do? It's not my fault.
Well, I'm looking at comments and all I see is more Dave. We need more Dave. We need him back. We need more. One more. I'm here for it.
We are having such a great time, and there's so many people in the chat at home saying, I could listen to Dave forever, and how many gems that you've been dropping this entire interview. I mean, if you want to come every week, Dave, look, it's no problem.
Y'all take, I'm used to, we're going to do an interview. It's going to start at 10. 9:55, I show up, we do our thing, and you had rehearsals a couple days ago, check today, and it's like, well, I thought we were gonna go on as soon as we came back and started the show. Oh no, you've got a whole other thing going on. Now we're saving you for last.
The best for last.
This experience, I've been eating it up, absorbing it like a sponge, and I know a lot of chat because a lot of things you said not only applies to the voice acting world, but definitely in the streaming world, because we're still new here, even though, we've been here for like under 10 years, so to speak, officially in the media eyes. And a lot of that hiding behind stuff and not speaking up, it's a thing. It's really a thing here because people are afraid to lose viewers and followers. And, there's some of us out there that's trying to teach the lesson of, sometimes it's not worth having all that if you're just going to hide behind these words and thoughts that you're never going to be happy. And what I see here, Mr. Dave, is you're happy. You're willing to give the information. You have classes available. You're a legend, and you're so wholesome and humble. I don't know what else to say, but thank you for being here, because it's just been absolute pleasure. And I just want to sit here and pick your brain more. I mean, honestly. But I can't. But I will do is I will hit that website and I will be signing up for some stuff. But speaking of which, if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, Mr. Dave, could you give them a brief overview of where they can find you, You do talk shows. You do. You were telling me about this talk show that you do with, like, you bring on guests in the voice acting world, yourself,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, I do a Facebook Live broadcast. It's called Ask Dave Fennoy Anything. Yesterday we had technical problems. I don't know what was going on with the internet, but we managed to get a show together. But I bring on agents, other voiceover actors, other voiceover teachers, people who are involved with voiceover conventions, professional conventions for people who do voiceovers, what I'm talking about. And it, once again, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. It's free, 6 p.m. Pacific on Facebook Live. You can drop in there, and all the shows are then uploaded to my YouTube channel, Dave Fennoy Voiceover Training. If you're interested in learning voiceover from me, you can go to my website, davefennoy.com, click on the Study Voiceover tab at the top, and book yourself for 1, 5, 10 sessions. You always save money the more sessions you get at one time. And I, although I'm known mostly these days for video games, I also teach TV promos, commercials, beginners, narration. Before the pandemic, I got to travel around the world to meet fans at various conventions like Comic-Con and Dragon Con in Atlanta, and also going to voiceover conventions where I was a speaker. I got to go to Bogota, Colombia last year and spoke. I've been teaching in London a couple times a year for several years until the pandemic hit.
Yes.
And San Francisco and Las Vegas and Atlanta, Dallas and other cities. I have a workshop that I'm usually doing voice acting for video games. And basically, I teach you how to be an actor and how to take the things that we're missing when we're doing video games. The fact that we're on set in costume, have another actor, and we haven't memorized the script, how to overcome those things to get believable performances. And I try to give people a real concept of what voiceover is and what it isn't. So that's what I do on the teaching side.
Oh, nice. You are booked and busy, and we love to see it.
Yes. Well, you know what? You need a reason to wake up every day.
Oh, that's there true. You go. There you go. Dave, thank you again so much. It was such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be asked to be here and speak with your audience. Hey, audience, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, what's up? Hey, I see you over there. Yeah, hey. All right. And for all the comments, the wonderful comments that I haven't seen, thank you so much. Frank and Brianna, it has been my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, have a great
right,
day.
Well,
I hate
we have to let him go, but man, I wanted him to stay.
All day. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. My heart feels so full. So much knowledge, so much information. That was just, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just happy. I don't know.
You know, seeing all the characters that he's played over the times, I kind of got emotional this morning, man. Like, I was just looking through it. I was just like, that character made me cry. That character made me really upset. That character made me like, it's just amazing how he could just flip it. Like, instantly. His voice is just, it's like narrate my life, you know? But anyway.
Oh my gosh. Now
you gotta listen to us narrate the next session. But you want to take us in it?
Bring back Dave. That's okay, everyone. We still have a lot of fun show left for you. We are going to go in our next segment, which is Make Your Case. This is going to be a roundtable discussion with Techniq and I, where we will be talking about some gaming-related questions. Now, please remember, comment in the chat, sound off. We want to hear what all of you have to say. With that being said, our very first question for Make Your Case, Did Nintendo hurt its reputation by retiring Mario 35 games yesterday? What do you think, Frank? I'm gonna let you start off. What do you think?
Man, Nintendo, what's your problem? Like, come on, them games old, bro. Like, it's like let people nostalgia is now a device for companies, right? Like it actually works. It sells. How good does it feel to be able to sell a game that you don't really have to touch that much? Maybe spruce up the graphics here and there, but you don't have to really touch that much and re-release it. People spend lots of money on it. Why you gotta vault it? You know,
Exactly.
I understand. Look, I already said that Mario wasn't the person of Nintendo anymore because Zelda and Link and all of them took over pretty much. But come on, you gonna go vault characters that people grew up with? What's your problem? Anyway, whatever.
I
My thing is
know.
this: Nintendo gonna do what Nintendo wants to do. Nintendo's gonna still make money, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Maybe they don't want to be looked at as the company that brings out games on the Switch, and their backup only be the older games, but
Mm.
they do have newer version of those games. The Mario, as we see on the screen, it got the competitive BR Mario. Like, so maybe they're thinking like, we already have all this stuff. But my problem with it is, Bree, is why vault it? Is it hurting anything? Like, what's going on behind the scenes? Like, I want to know what's really going on.
Now, remember,
Chat, let us know
everyone.
what you think too.
Yes, please vote in the polls and comment. Now, as far as me, I find this interesting because I feel like Nintendo is taking that Disney approach. You know how back in the day,
Mm,
Disney would be like, oh, make sure you buy Tarzan, make sure you buy the Aristocats. It's about to go in the Disney vault. I
true.
think this situation is very, very similar because as we saw with Disney, those movies are going to come back out. Now, are they going to upsell those games and charge them a little bit more because they feel more exclusive before they go back in the vault? I don't know, but it kind of seems like a marketing type of thing. And Nintendo might be making a little extra money on the side, but I don't know. It just really reminds me of that Disney Vault type of situation.
Yeah.
And it almost makes people rush out to go get it because they feel like it's so exclusive, and it just makes them more money in the end. I love what Turtle said. It's generating artificial demand. Exactly that. Took the
Mm-hmm.
words out of my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
like almost
I
like
don't
crying
know.
wolf. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's you used to get a Mario game with every brand new system, right? Every Nintendo project that came
Mm-hmm.
out, a new Mario game would come out. And I think the Switch is one of the only ones that really did the Switch get their own Mario?
Odyssey,
I believe they
maybe.
just got remakes, right? Like or
Odyssey.
re-releases.
No? Was that a
Was
remake?
Odyssey a
Odyssey?
Switch only? Switch has been out for so long, I have no idea.
Oh,
Um
that's a good point.
but
Odyssey
but
was. It
I
was
don't think it's
Switch only.
impacting as it used to.
Mm.
People this new generation of gamers are just into some other stuff now. It's just hitting different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they came out with the Mario BR to try to relate and hit the nostalgia
Yeah.
factor at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
It's Nintendo. Like I said, they do what they want.
That's interesting. I love what Sophie the Bookworm said in the chat, saying that Netflix has the same type of vault. And we've definitely seen that for Netflix. Netflix will snatch a movie off the platform, and
Yep.
then maybe a year or so later, they're like, just kidding. You can have Spider
Hmm.
Verse back. We see what's going on, we see the vision.
But why that? Anyway, let's not even get on this. Anyway, they could have snatched them old things that they had, but
Uh
all
oh.
right. Uh, oh man. Anyway,
Oh my
next
goodness.
question. In chat, like I said, make sure you guys please give us your thoughts. We're gonna definitely read them. What's
Mm-hmm.
going on with there? Next question is: is the airship map in Among Us enough to hold your attention? Read just like you did me. I'm gonna put the pressure on you.
I never understand when people like sometimes I'll stream Among Us and people like trolls will come into the chat and they're like, oh my God, this is a dead game. But how? I'm still having so much fun with Among Us, and them adding a new map is just increasing that fun. I'm super excited to give it a try. It's huge. I mean, there's so much fun and content to be made along with it. And the great thing about Among Us, too, I don't know if you've played Among Us with mods, but oh my gosh, it just increases the level of gameplay. I mean, that proximity chat,
Yeah,
there's
that's the
so
only
many
mod I use.
different yeah, there's so many different ways to play it. You could play what is it, hide and seek, or you could play I think it's tag, or you could like turn up the speed settings and run around the map. And there's so many different ways to play. So no, I don't think we're gonna get bored by this anytime soon. I know I'm not.
Um, I'm burnt out on Among Us personally because
Mm.
I went a little too hard with it, and I feel like every streamer that wants to get together, that is the game, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it, But I did recently go in. The last time I played was during one of my friends' stream anniversaries, and she got a bunch of us together, and we had proximity chat, and that was the most hilarious. She did a reel, and I didn't realize how funny it was, because half the times when I say stuff, I'm oblivious to it, as it being funny or not. But when I looked at her trailer reel thing she had of it, I was dying, because I was like, you can hear a person screaming like, ah, and all I heard
Yes.
was that when they ran across. Like, I didn't
Yes.
know what was going on. So having a new map that big, all I gotta say is there's gonna be a lot of bodies missing, because that map is huge.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
goodness for mods where you could probably add more players or something to that map or
Mhm.
whatever. But yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it's a map. It's just the Fall Guys type question, right? Is Fall Guys, adding a couple maps really gonna, make the game come back? Is this game really dead?
Mm.
And I'm gonna say, I played Fall Guys recently. The maps they added, the deal that they did with Epic and whatever they got going on, is really starting to bring life back into the game. And I'm not saying the game was
Mhm.
dead, but a lot of people rate what's living and dead based on Twitch,
Yeah.
because Twitch is like now one of the bigger, if not the
Mm.
outlet for video games.
Mhm.
But when you log into a game and you see how many people are playing it, there's a lot more people than you think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm just reading these chats coming in. I saw Okadrian say, add Among Us to the Disney Vault, maybe. Because he's burnt out. Bettynixx
I
says
almost
she's
spit my
tired
tea.
of trying to Bettynixx says she's tired of trying to prove her innocence, and I can understand that. And maybe that's why I was saying, maybe if you switch up the different types of gameplay that you do, because I can definitely understand being burnt out of the same type of situation over and over and over again. And even looking at these poll results coming in,
Ooh.
83% of you said Among Us is old news. Dang, I'm still having fun.
I mean, I gotta be with them on. I'm just burnt out. I
Yeah.
literally just, unless there's a group of streamers that I know for sure they're gonna like go the extra miles and make it funny, I kind of just skip over people's names I see Among Us, because there are too many meta gamers out there. You make it
Mm.
not fun. Anyway.
That's interesting. Mhm.
Oh
Mhm.
man.
All right, let's get
Okay.
into this next question. Yes.
Next question. Is it? Oh, yeah. This is something I brought up the other day in my chat. Is it fair? And I want you guys to be very open-minded about this. This is gonna be one of those intellectual conversations, okay? Not one of those let's jump on the bandwagon ones.
Uh-oh.
Is it fair to rip devs for day one launch problems? Brianna, I'm gonna let you hit that first, and then I'll come right behind you. My long sentiment.
Well, first of all, let me give a cute little disclaimer. It's never fair to rip devs at all.
Thank
They are
you.
people too. With that being said, sometimes I feel like where we are now, it's almost expected to have day one issues with games. It's not
Mm.
like back in the day when we put, the disc into the console and we automatically were able to play. We didn't have to do a installation process or downloads or anything like that. They didn't have updates just coming through naturally. Now it's like I almost expect games to just have some type of issue or flaw when they first come out. So, no, I don't think it's fair to rip devs. I mean, I can understand having frustrations and things like that, but I don't know. I just kind of expect it now. What about you, Frank?
I mean, yeah, the world we live in today is definitely not the world we lived in back in the day. And back in the day, I would say we handled problems a lot better because we had no other
Mm-hmm.
choice, right? I mean, if your disc didn't work, your disc didn't work. You took it back to the store and you got another one, you got a refund.
Mm-hmm.
If a game had a bug in it, you laughed about it and made a meme about it and went on with your life. You didn't, there was
Right.
no death threats coming out to devs, there was no lose your job, Reddit posts, there was none of that stuff, because half the people complaining honestly don't even know what it means to be a dev or what goes into
Oh.
game development, and definitely don't have the money to do game development.
Mm.
But on the side of the fans, you do know what you like, and that's fair. But my whole thing is this: there's plenty of opportunities out there to play demos, to do early access, and everyone say, I hate early access, but you don't have to spend the money. And
True.
the biggest tool of all, you're sitting on it. Twitch, there's streamers that will get early access for free, or have a deal with the studio to where they'll do some coverage, and that essentially is the influential market. And people take that word influencer and flip it, and they're like, well, you're trying to influence me to buy the game. No, we're trying to influence you to make a decision on the game, whether you like
Mm.
it or not. Avengers being one of the bigger ones I'll hit on, since that got ripped to shreds when it first came out. The story was
Mhm.
great. The funny thing is, nobody mentioned the story. It was like, oh, the multiplayer is bad. Oh, my system's cutting off every 5 seconds. Yes, those were bad things. But in this day and age, they were prepping for new generation consoles. You're not going to make games for old consoles consistently all the time. And, these things happen on day one. And I say, hold your money. Let us be the
Mhm.
ones grab the game, especially since we work deals with companies, and present it to you, and you find out if it's worth your while or not. But ripping devs for stuff, 9 times out of 10,
Mm-mm.
if the game released early, is not their fault. It's
No.
probably investors or somebody above them. And I think we just
Mhm.
need to take a little bit more time and effort into understanding that these are people who have families that they've probably been away from for a long time, hitting those crutch dates to bring out a, video game that is
Mhm.
not life threatening to anybody. But people take it as such, and they take it as an insult. And we bring up, yeah, CD Projekt Red, there was lies, there was all this stuff, you name it. But at the end of the day, they offered you a refund. It's just
Mm.
like,
Mhm.
you're wasting my time and my hype. Well, that's life. Told me college was going to be super fun, and look, I'm in debt, so here we are.
What?
But it's
Same.
just, it's just, I don't know. I honestly just think that everyone just needs to like take a woosah and step back
Mm.
and say, you know what, this game looks really good, but I'm going to probably hold my horses, do some research on it first, and then get
Mhm.
into it. But
Mhm.
you know, I can say that all day and I can preach it all day, Brianna, but I don't think it's gonna make any headspace. It's just how it
Our
is.
poll results just came in and it said 43% of the chat at home says, no, we got to stop the dev abuse. And, I agree. I mean, I just feel like people think that when a game releases, the devs are the only people that touch a game when that's not
Mhm.
the case at all. I mean, there's so many different people kind of in that system. And again, I hate to use Cyberpunk as an example, but we're going to use Cyberpunk as an example. The devs got so much negative feedback and
Mhm.
hate and just things that were just really, really unnecessary for them to go through, especially because they put so much time and effort behind the game. It's almost like misplaced anger. You guys need to take that up with the investors, the people that were hyping the game up and marketing it in such a way for 8 years
Mhm.
that made us all think, oh, yeah. Did you see those teeth? Oh, this is going to be the game of the year. You're taking your energy and your anger with the wrong people, I feel like.
Mhm.
It's not okay. The stress and the cruelty that devs go through. My gosh.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a little too much, but I mean, I do agree with constructive criticism. I do agree with, if you know that there's a bug in the game, or if you know something doesn't look right, or somebody's being underrepresented, and stuff like that in the game. Those are very, very real topics to talk about, and those
Mhm.
are stuff that needs to be pushed through, but constructively and with thought. If you're speaking to another human, I always go with the thought of, would you speak to your mom this way? Would you speak to your dad this way? Type
Oh.
information. Because it's like, all right, look, guys, I understand you try to put somebody that looks like me in the game, but honestly, our skin don't look like plague ridden brown dirt. It just, that's not
Oh.
it. We have pigments of natural looks, and if you need help picking those pigments, I can help. Just let me know what I got to do. So it's like constructive, instead of just ripping them up and being like, hey, you don't know what a black person looks like. Great. Well, let me show you. You should never try to put them in the game if you're going to make us look like charcoal, so on and so forth. So anyway, that's just
Mm.
how I feel on it, and hopefully you guys hear me out. So
Yes, yes. That was a good make your case. I was into
yeah,
that. Chat,
it's
thank you
fun.
so much for voting and sounding off. You guys had so many amazing things to say. Now, before we wrap today's show, we do have one more topic that we want to talk about. And It's mind-blowing to me because my Pokemon cards are in the back collecting dust. Let's talk about Pokemon cards. Now, there was a story headline that came out that said a holographic Charizard Pokemon card sold for more than $300,000. What?
Which
What?
Pokemon cards? Which Charizard? Because I saw somebody open one on a stream not too long ago. Hold up.
Oh my gosh. So it says it was a vintage card. The
Oh,
first
okay.
1999 edition of the Shadowless Charizard with the PSA 10 gem mint rating sold on eBay for
Wow.
$311,000 after a very long bidding war. I can't even wrap my mind around that amount of money for a look. Let me
Oh
go check my
my.
collection. I might have that one in my binder
If you
because
do, we know
I
where
will.
you at when you take a
No, you
few
won't. I
months
will
off.
disappear. I'm on my private island. I cut all my phones off, my
Wow.
email. Nope, I'm out of here.
Wow.
Oh my
300,000. You know
gosh.
what I can do with that, man? Anyway. Oh my goodness. A
Oh my
card.
gosh. Yes, for a card. And I just think it's so cool how there's been such an influx of even like what you said, like streamers on
Mhm.
stream opening up Pokemon cards. And I'm just happy I didn't sell mine yet. I knew this day was going to come eventually. I'm just happy I'm still here to experience it. Do you still have your
Yeah.
Pokemon cards?
I still have some originals. I'm
Okay.
really literally about to hit my mom, but they're in their attic somewhere, in like a
Mm.
binder. I'm about to hit them up and be like, yo, I need to go through these cards because I'm trying to get this loans paid off. Like, let's
See,
do
there
it.
you go.
Right. Yeah, I mean I have some Ninja Turtle toys. I mean original Ninja Turtle toys that are
Mm.
selling for they're no 300,000, but they're out there. They're in the hundreds.
Mm.
You know, the original Ninja Turtles, the Michelangelo especially is up there. But you know, I don't know if I could set a card. I'd probably sell it, but not those. You know, like I don't.
Mm.
If it's millions
Don't.
of dollars or maybe $300,000, I don't have to consider it because you know I can always buy a new one and just say
Mm,
it was
okay,
there. But
fair. I was gonna
you
say,
know,
don't block your blessing.
could you
Let
would
that
you?
toy get you a Tesla.
Oh yeah, well, true. I guess I won't ask you that question. I was like, would you part with something that's truly dear to your heart if it was worth a lot of
Adios.
money? Oh,
Well, okay. Wait, I said it really fast. Wait. I mean, ho- honestly, I've been holding on to my binder because I felt like this day would come. They're collecting dust. I'm okay with parting with them. Am I a terrible person?
okay.
Adios.
No. Right? This came from my late grandmother, but she ain't here right now to see it.
Now.
Anyway.
Oh
Oh
my
man.
goodness. I
Well,
mm,
that's it. That's it,
that's
folks. You know,
it.
we love being here always. Me and Bree definitely treasure the time that we spend with you guys every so often, and we love all the comments that you give and all the love that you show us. Believe me, we think about these shows every time we get up here and see how we can bring the flame every single time. But it is at the point in time where we gotta go. But
Mm.
before we do, we're gonna go ahead and shout ourselves out and give you a little teaser of what's to come next week. Brianna, I'm gonna throw it to you. Show them when you at.
Me? I mean, my name is Storymodebae. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those places. We'll be streaming tonight with some Degrassi Thursdays. It gets pretty intense in there.
Oh
Make sure you come
no, gotta
by
see it.
and kick it with us. Grab your popcorn. I'm super excited. Where can they find you, Techniq?
I'm over here grinding like a mad person on these games. You probably see me live almost every time you wake up. I don't know how I do it with a full-time job, but I do. And I'll be on twitch.tv/Techniq. No U, no E. It's just a Q at the end. Like, don't stress, don't sweat the technique. That's it. And also I'll
Oh,
be on Twitter. Techniq TV, no U, no E, just a T and a V at the end. I'll be playing Outriders and Monster Hunter Rise are the two main games that I'm really going hard on. And right after the show, we on Outriders. It's gonna be a
there you
good
go.
time. So make sure you come on by that or see Degrassi because I'm telling you, the streams are bomb.
Whatever it takes. Okay, excuse me. I love how Shayna in the chat said this show is always dope, and I agree completely. Also mentioning some dope things coming up. Make sure you guys tune in next week for many great shows on Twitch Gaming, including a brand new episode of The Weekly next Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everyone, make sure you hit that follow button and Don't miss the Street Fighter V spring update and post show on Twitch Gaming next Tuesday, starting at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Wow, that's it. We're out of here, everyone. Thank you guys
Until
so much
next
for
time,
watching.
peeps. Yeah,
Thank
thank you for
you.
always being awesome. Thanks for the compliments. Whoa, you're getting in the
Mhm.
heartstrings. But baby, I gotta let you go. See you later.
Absolutely. Also, thank you to all of our guests that came out, and thank you so much, production. We appreciate you always.
Yeah,
You guys
always
go
love you
get some
guys.
lunch. We're out of here. Bye, everyone.